NBA legend Charles Barkley just dropped a bombshell. Barkley didn't just praise USC's JuJu Watkins. He went so far as to say she might already be better than Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark, move over more, because JuJu is special. Number one, I would give a shout out to Caitlin to what she's did for women basketball the last 3 years, man. It's been incredible. Matt, that girl JuJu, she is the real deal.
Barkley didn't hold back when he said this Caitlin is a supernova, and JuJu is probably a better player. That's a massive claim, especially considering the level that Caitlin Clark has reached in her historic college career. But what makes JuJu Watkins stand out enough for Barkley to even dare this comparison? Let's take a closer look.
If JuJu was allowed to come out in the draft, Fever they will regret that they took Caitlin Clark #1. Caitlin is great. Yeah. He's not JuJu.
Caitlin Clark is no stranger to record-breaking feats. Over her career at Iowa, she set the NCAA record for most points ever scored in women's college basketball, an eye-popping 3,685 points. She was a highlight machine, dropping deep three-pointers from the logo, dishing out assists, and leading her team to multiple deep tournament runs. During her freshman year alone, Clark racked up 799 points, averaging an impressive 26.6 points per game.
If they match up in a tournament, 1,000% JuJu gonna pick her up full court.
You look at the way she's built, and you look at the way Caitlin Clark is built.
Enter JuJu Watkins, the rising star at USC who's already proving she's more than capable of living up to the hype. In her freshman season, Watkins put up a jaw-dropping 920 points, averaging 27.1 points per game, surpassing Clark's impressive freshman numbers. Watkins didn't just break onto the scene. She exploded onto it, dominating opponents with her smooth offensive game, remarkable athleticism, and standout defensive skills. She's quickly showing that she's a force to be reckoned with, and her future looks incredibly bright.
College hoop season is just around the corner, and there are two superstars that everyone has their eyes on.
And it wasn't just the numbers. Clark was a showstopper. Her limitless shooting range, fiery competitiveness, and leadership made her must-watch TV. She redefined what it meant to be both a scorer and a playmaker in the women's game, pulling off shots from well beyond the arc with ease while orchestrating her team's offense. Every time she took the court, fans knew something special was coming. Clark wasn't just playing basketball, she was changing the way the game was played.
I mean, she can take contact, she can play through contact. She has an adult body as a 18-year-old.
She's super athletic. She will pick her up.
I think just overall my IQ, I've really been working on my pace a lot just to slow the game down so I can make better decisions. So I would just say that, just slowing the game down.
Better than Clark, Barkley. Never one to shy away from controversy. Agreed and doubled down by predicting that both players are set to dominate the WNBA for the next 10 to 20 years. Let that sink in for a second. Barkley sees both of these women as potential future faces of the WNBA. The question is, who will come out on top? Will it be Clark, the record-breaking superstar, or Watkins, the rising phenom? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure. Women's basketball is in for an exciting era with these two leading the charge. Caitlin Clark has already taken the WNBA by storm. Her rookie season with the Indiana Fever has been nothing short of spectacular. She's breaking records, leading her team to playoff contention, and captivating audiences with her electrifying play style. Clark's ability to dominate with her deep shooting, high basketball IQ, and exceptional leadership skills has earned her comparisons to the likes of Stephen Curry. Fans are flocking to arenas just to catch a glimpse of her greatness, and she's already being mentioned in MVP conversations in just her first season. The buzz around her is palpable, and it's clear that Clark is not only making waves, but also reshaping the landscape of women's basketball. But let's not forget about JuJu Watkins, who's waiting in the wings. With her remarkable freshman season and an impressive skill set, Watkins is poised to make her own mark on the league. The stage is set for an exciting rivalry, and as both players continue to shine, the future of the WNBA looks incredibly bright. Who will rise to the occasion? One thing is certain. We're in for a thrilling ride as these two stars take their talents to new heights. JuJu, still only 19, is already one of the most talked about players in college basketball. Her versatility and ability to take over games from multiple positions make her a matchup nightmare for any opponent. She's showcasing flashes of being the next great two-way player, seamlessly combining elite scoring with lockdown defense. Barkley's insights aren't just empty words. He's recognizing JuJu's potential to not only dominate college basketball, but also to become a transformative force in the WNBA for years to come. The question on everyone's mind is, could she be the next face of the league? It's looking more and more likely. JuJu's coach at USC, Lindsey Gottlieb, has already reached out to Caitlin Clark for advice on helping Watkins manage the pressures of superstardom. This move signifies just how high the expectations are for Watkins and reflects the immense respect between these two rising icons. As they both continue to grow in their respective careers, the stage is set for a captivating rivalry that could define the future of women's basketball. But it's not just a two-player race. The future of women's basketball is looking brighter than ever. With other stars like Paige Bueckers and Angel Reese ready to make their marks in the WNBA, we're seeing a golden generation that could redefine the league. As Barkley said, these women are going to be running the WNBA for the next 2 decades. And whether it's Caitlin Clark, JuJu Watkins, or both, fans are in for a special era of basketball. So, what do you think? Could JuJu Watkins surpass Caitlin Clark and take the crown as the next big star in women's basketball? After all, Clark has already set the NCAA record for the most points ever scored in women's college basketball, with a staggering 3,685 points, a feat that's going to be tough to beat anytime soon. However, a new contender has emerged, USC Trojan superstar JuJu Watkins. She finished her freshman season with an impressive 920 points, averaging 27.1 points per game, which edged out Clark's freshman tally of 799 points at 26.6 per game. Regardless of whether Watkins can catch Clark's iconic scoring record throughout her college career, the 19-year-old is undeniably a certified superstar with an incredible offensive skill set. NBA legend and analyst Charles Barkley made a bold claim during an October 10th episode of the Throwbacks podcast, stating, "Caitlin is a supernova, and JuJu is probably a better player." Here's already one player in the women's game who's currently on pace to challenge Caitlin Clark's incredible scoring record, USC Trojans superstar JuJu Watkins. In her freshman season, Watkins made a remarkable impact, finishing with a total of 920 points, averaging an impressive 27.1 points per game. This not only outpaced Clark's freshman tally of 799 points, but also showcased Watkins' explosive scoring ability, as she averaged 26.6 points per game during her first year at Iowa. With such a stellar start to her collegiate career, Watkins is firmly positioned as a player to watch in the evolving landscape of women's basketball. Regardless of whether Watkins can catch Clark's iconic scoring record throughout her 4 Iowa seasons, the 19-year-old is a certified superstar with a staggering offensive skill set. In fact, NBA legend and analyst Charles Barkley made a surprising claim when comparing Clark and Watkins during an October 10th episode of the Throwbacks podcast. "And JuJu is probably a better player," Barkley stated when USC football legend Matt Leinart expressed his belief that Watkins could surpass Clark. This bold comparison has sparked plenty of debate, as both players bring unique skills and talents to the court. While Clark has already solidified her status as a record-breaking sensation, Watkins is proving herself to be a formidable force in her own right. Barkley's claim not only highlights the potential rivalry between these two rising stars, but also emphasizes the bright future of women's basketball as they both continue to shine. Those two women are going to be running the WNBA for the next 10, 12, 14, 15, 20 years, basically, Barkley stated. This bold assertion is bound to stir up conversation, but it's hard to argue against the excitement surrounding the future of women's basketball. With stars like JuJu Watkins and Caitlin Clark leading the way, alongside other remarkable talents like Paige Bueckers and Angel Reese, the league is entering a vibrant new chapter. These athletes are not only redefining what it means to be elite players, they're also elevating the sport to new heights with their impressive skills and dynamic play styles. Their presence guarantees that fans will be treated to unforgettable performances, rivalries, and narratives that keep them engaged. Barkley's statement highlights a broader trend: the increasing competitiveness and visibility of women's basketball. As these young stars continue to shine, they'll inspire countless aspiring athletes and help foster a passionate fan base that can sustain the sport's growth for years to come. The WNBA's future looks incredibly promising, and the world will be watching closely as these extraordinary players carve out their legacies.